All right, Gene Deal, how's it going?
Cam TV, what's going on, brother?
Hey, just out here grinding, man. I see you out here doing your thing too, staying busy.
Yeah, I'm staying busy, but I don't know about that grinding. Yeah, I thought I was
I
retired.
I thought we would start with some of the latest news about Diddy going on, man, and that is in the lawsuit from Little Rob, which I was gonna get into a little bit later, but in this lawsuit, Little Rob suggests that he told him that he was the one that shot up the club in 1999 and actually got away with it. And, it was kind of controversial because the lady who actually got shot in the nose actually came out and started accusing it of being Diddy that actually did it.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? Is there,
Well,
what do you remember from that time?
well, we were off. Well, I was one of the securities that was off that week because him and Jennifer Lopez were going to the Mediterranean to take a trip on a yacht. So I had got a call from Paul, one of the securities, and he had said that, oh, Gene, Puff is coming back to the city. You got to get him. I like, no, I'm off. And hung up the phone. You know what I'm saying? Wolf Jones then was at the club having fun. Puff had called him and asked Wolf what were they doing. They said they at the show. A girl named one of Puff old, the person who did the city college with him, named the city college events and a lot of parties. Her name was Jessica Rosenberg or Bloom. She was giving the party at the show. That's the Manhattan Club or whatever like that, I think. So Puff decided to come all the way from the Hamptons to the club. So I guess Shyne, who used to hang out with Wolf, he was on his way to the party too. And this is a story that Wolf is telling me about what happened. And Puff came in, he bought up the bar, and he was close to some dudes that were from Brooklyn. And one of the dudes said something to Puff about, we got money too, and threw money in his face. And whatever else happened, everything broke out and some shooting occurred. Now, the girl who said that Puff shot her, if she had told the police and the police was doing their job the correct way, and let me just tell you something about NYPD. I can't see NYPD not giving Puff a ballistics test where they swab his hands and swab his clothes and see that how close he was, or did he shoot the weapons? Because that's what they usually do when there's a shooting and they catch the people right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Puff was caught about 10, 15 minutes after the shooting in the car in a chase. So if he had shot a gun, then they should have done a ballistic test. If she said Puff shot her like she said that night, it should have been a ballistic test done on him that would have proved that he was in the vicinity or he shot a weapon, because the gunpowder would have been on his clothes and would have been on his hands. So I don't see how he got away with that. And NYPD is not like LAPD, whereas that they don't give a shit who you are. Lil Wayne went to jail, did 3 years for a shooting. Plaxico Burden for having a gun. Plaxico Burgers went to jail, a football player, for shooting himself. So to get back to your question, I know she's making statements that Puff shot her. I would like to see the police who did her questioning at the hospital report. I would like to see those report and see what's in those. I think if she would have did that, Puff would have been going. If she would have said it then, Puff should have been going to jail then.
That's actually a really good point. Out of all the stuff that I've looked into, I never seen anybody say that they did or didn't do the ballistics. But from what I understand, the doctor testified that night when she went to surgery, that she actually told the doctor that Diddy shot me in the face.
Was she on any anesthesia?
Oof, I couldn't even tell you. But
See,
that ballistics thing is like, that's kind of hard to ignore because I know they would have done ballistics too. But I haven't seen anybody talk about that at all.
right.
That's crazy.
Anytime there's a shooting and the police right there, they're going to swab your hands. They're going to swab your clothes. I just can't see them not doing that. But if they didn't do it, that was a mischaracter of justice right there, that they didn't do it. And why? If she made that statement. Because if she made that statement to the doctor, one thing I know about NYPD, somebody was following that ambulance to the hospital to get a statement from the girl. And I would like to know what kind of weapon it was, because I pretty much knew what kind of gun Puff had.
Yeah, well, she did sue Diddy, and she got $1.8 million from him.
But he was in an altercation that caused her to be injured. She should have sued him, the club, the other people that was involved, everybody. Everybody that had some money should have got sued.
I don't know if she sued anybody else, but she definitely did sue Diddy. And she said she's been getting harassed ever since from it. She said she got like 7 flat tires in, I think I want to say like 2015. Like she still gets harassed by him, she says, because she feels like she's the only person that ever got some money from him.
Yeah. 9 people died at City College. You know what I'm saying? And he was involved in that. And I don't think they got that much or anything.
During the trial, one thing that really stuck out was Shyne is accusing Diddy of basically snitching on him, saying that Diddy's lawyers called a witness that said that Shyne shot his gun and shot his gun first, which was kind of, this lawyer, the witness that worked for the club actually helped clear Diddy by saying that they tackled Diddy when it happened, and that Diddy didn't have a gun. But at the same time, this person is also testifying, saying that they seen Shyne shoot a gun, and this was the witness that Diddy's lawyers called to the stand.
Well, what's happening is that Diddy had, Puff had security going around finding witnesses to testify what they saw. And they would tell him and his lawyers first. And then they would send those witnesses to the DA. You understand? I said this plenty of times before. They would send those witnesses to the DA. And after they get their testimony and what they saw, if they felt that it was, whether it was against Shyne or for Shyne, will help Shyne or it will hurt Shyne, they would send those witnesses to the DA. And that's how the DA got those witnesses. They came through Puff camp.
So you felt like Diddy set Shyne up to take the fall?
I felt like Wolf wasn't involved in that. I wasn't involved in this, but it was certain people in security that was finding witnesses, bringing it back to Puff, telling Puff, oh, they was at the club, they saw it. They know what was they know what happened. Puff would take that information, give it to his lawyers. The lawyers would interview them first, then they would get those witnesses to the DA. That's what he did. Shyne know he did that. Shyne was told he was doing that. Shyne even came out in some statements and said that we had the same charge, the same crime. We had it was a crime done. We had the same charges, and you was giving the DA witness. Shyne know that's what happened.
Yeah, Shyne was talking about it for a while. Shyne did his time. He did his 10 years, and when he came out, he got $1 million, and then never released the album. A lot of people think that was like kind of Diddy's way. He didn't get the money from Diddy, but he got it from L.A. Reid, Def Jam. A lot of people think that money came from Diddy for doing the 10 years.
I remember when Shyne came home from jail. They released Shyne, right? And then they deported him to Belize, said he couldn't come back to the United States. So he goes back to Belize. And do you remember when Def Jam signed him to a record deal? They gave him what, $8 million? How much?
L.A. Reid gave him $1 million.
All right, so L.A. Reid gave him $1 million to put out an album, and the album never came out. I knew that when L.A. Reid went to give him that $1 million, that was Puff giving him the money, but he had to give it through L.A. Reid. They never intended on giving him an album. If they would have gave him $1 million for an album, wouldn't we have heard the album?
I don't know, man. I can't say that I was privy to that part of the contract with Shyne. I don't know, but I don't think Shyne was that great of a rapper when he came out anyway. He didn't come out with no material that was ready to go to make songs.
Now, during this time, did you guys ever get any like death threats or anything going on? Or what was like, were you guys on high alert? What was the security like at the time?
Well, you talking about when the Shyne and Puff thing was going on?
Yeah.
Puff met Shyne one time in front of Trump Towers, and Shyne had the tour bus with his picture on it. And Puff told me, yo, Gene, don't let nobody take a picture with me and Shyne, because I hate this mother. And I was like, bro, you on trial with him? You hate him? What are you talking about? He said, Gene, just don't let nobody take a picture. I said, ain't nobody gonna take no pictures, bro. Go ahead and do your thing. So him and Shyne, they had a conversation, they were talking. Then Puff went on the tour bus for a minute. Then he came off, and we just rolled off. And I said, yo, what's up? He said, man, and Puff was telling me, yo, he got me in all this bullshit. So I don't believe, when Puff said that to me, I don't believe Puff would have shot a gun up in the club, because Wolf and them was there. But I don't know why, or I can't take away from what the witness said. She saw it. If she said she saw it, she saw it. If she said he did it, she has to prove that he did it. But he may be like that now, but back then he wasn't like that, where he was going to take a gun out and shoot up in the club, especially when he had Wolf and some of the people that was there at the time. That's what they there for.
That's what I was kind of wondering too, because Wolf and him, Wolf actually got charged too. Wolf had to beat some of the same charges. Wolf was in the car with Diddy when they were taking off.
Mm-hmm.
When the alleged bribery happened, where the
it wasn't no alleged. It wasn't no alleged. That was a true thing. They offered the driver to take the gun and everything, and they was going to give him $50,000. He was telling the truth, bro. That was no alleged to nothing. That was the truth.
Yeah. Him and Wolf had some of the same charges, the bribery and the gun charges.
Right.
And as we know, they both were found innocent of those. They
was going to be found innocent anyway, no matter what, because Shyne know this to be true too. They came to Shyne, and there's a girl that was on the witness. She was on the jury. They had got to her, and she wanted $20,000 per person, and she was going to make sure all three of them walked.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's real talk. Shyne know that to be true. Shyne wasn't going to do it. Puff could have did it. Puff could have gave up the whole $60,000 because he was going to pay Wolf part of it. So why? But because of Shyne, he wasn't going to give Shyne part of it. I don't know why.
Do you think that Diddy kind of did this because he felt like somebody had to take the fall?
Well, you got to realize these lawyers know each other some way, somehow. When they got the discovery, the New York lawyers, the prosecutors are going to say, somebody got to take a fall for this. We're not letting this happen. You understand? And Shyne got caught with his weapon on him. Puff knew Shyne had to take the fall. If Wolf would have got charged with anything, he was a 3-time loser. The sentence that he would get would have to be 25 to life. Because he had already had gun charges, drug charges, all that stuff like that. He'd have been a 3-time loser. So the less that he could have got in that type of situation was 25 to life or 20 to life or something like that. So Shyne had to be the one to take the fall because Puff was not going to go to jail. Not at all.
Okay, so here's where things kind of get, kind of wild, man. So the dude Scar did a written statement to the police saying that Diddy and him had hits out on each other and that he wouldn't take the stand against Diddy because he was scared for his life and that's why he didn't testify.
Well, I would think he wouldn't testify because Scar was a gangster. And gangsters do gangster things, right? And if he would have got on a stand against Diddy, then would he have been a gangster?
Hell no.
They wouldn't look at him that way.
J-Lo was there that night with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
And Shyne says in a few different things, 2 different interviews, that he saved their life.
Well, I look at it like this, is that I don't believe none of them was trying to shoot nobody because all the shots ricocheted off the stuff that was in the ceiling. You get it? The people who got hit was because they got hit from things that was ricocheting, the bullets that was ricocheting from the things from out the air, the lights and the structures. So if they was at close enough proximity, if they was trying to kill each other or shoot each other, somebody would have got shot, really. Most of the shots were from gun bullets ricocheting off the ceilings and shit like that. I think one security person probably got shot in the leg. Didn't you read that?
I didn't see or hear anybody talk about no paperwork about that, but in an interview, Shyne says that he shot the guy that pulled a gun on him, and that he shot the guy in the shoulder. When he was like, yo, when I seen dude reaching for his gun, I pulled out my gun and shot him. That was in the interview that Shyne said.
Okay.
Would Puff get harassed like this when he would go out, or was this just like an off situation?
We never around anyone, or we never allowed anybody to get that close to him when we go out because we have our own section. But because this was something promptu that Puff just popped up with Jennifer Lopez, it was no security there to have it set up, whereas that he have his own section so individuals don't get that close to him. Now, anytime we went to certain places, we had a section and we didn't allow individuals to get close to Puff.
Yeah, this seemed like a really kind of a crazy situation, being that, I guess it all started over a drink being spilled. So, Puffy accidentally bumped into somebody, spilled the drink. They started arguing. Shyne actually knew these guys. They were from Brooklyn too. It just seemed like a really, and then, like you were saying earlier, one of them threw money on Puff. Like, oh, we got money too. It just seemed like a kind of situation that wouldn't really happen to someone like Puff.
Well, if the security was there like it's supposed to be when he's at a function at a place like that, things like that usually don't happen. But because, like I said,
what happened with Wolf? I would think Wolf would have been the one.
But Wolf, see, what people don't understand is that Wolf was not really security. Wolf was one of the individuals that gave Bad Boy their starting money. He was getting a security check for Social Security reasons and all that. You know what I mean? As if he worked security. Yes, Wolf was a gangster, but Wolf wanted me to quit my job. Well, they wanted me to quit my job and be full-time security for Puff. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of having them on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, stuff like that, they wanted me to be there full. Wolf wanted me to be there. Paul wanted me to be there. And I was like, nah, I'm keeping my state job. Y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all out y'all mind. We're not doing that. So Wolf was not really security, but he's security because who he is. He didn't have to work he didn't have no schedule to work. Wolf was just with Puff at the parties and at the events. You know what I mean? But Wolf was part of the crew that gave Puff that startup money.
Okay, so then they didn't really have any security with him that night.
That's
really? Crazy. Damn. Okay, well, this situation, I believe, caused J-Lo and Diddy to break up.
Along with some other stuff.
Along with some other stuff. And she actually kind of left him for a backup dancer. How did Puff take that, or, what was going on during that time?
Man, it was so much crazy things going on. And Puff was using her personal assistant to try to find out wherever Jennifer was at. He was sending like 100 dozen roses. He was trying to get Luther Vandross to sing for her, sing to her. He was doing everything to try to get her back. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't going for her. I think Jennifer's mother didn't like Puff. So when your mother don't like somebody, and Jennifer was real close with her mother and her parents. Her father used to go to baseball games with us and everything like that. But I think it had a lot to do, her mother not liking her. Her mother, felt her life was in danger for being around somebody like Puff. And she wasn't going to risk her relationship with her family by dealing with this kid anymore.
He spent kind of years trying to get her back. He made songs about her and everything.
Yeah, he always had Kim there for him on the side, but like Jennifer when she dipped on him, it kind of messed him up. Like, he would get out the car and we'll be on 17th Street and we'll walk all the way up to 74th Street to his house. I was like, yo, it was crazy, man. The way she, had him and he wanted to get her back, but she wasn't messing with him.
Shyne came out and everybody kind of compared him to Biggie. They said he sounded like Biggie. He had a lot of Biggie swag. Did you guys ever get any hate about that? Or, were there people around that might not have liked what was going on?
Shyne got a lot of hate from Junior Mafia behind that. D-Rock them. They was really trying to hurt him. They was having shootouts. They was getting into brawls, everything. If it wasn't for Wolf bringing Shyne close to him, it would have been mad issues, with Junior Mafia and Shyne. Puff couldn't handle it. So Shyne made Wolf like a manager over his project or whatever like that. So D-Rock them start giving Shyne a pass. But because of that Biggie stuff, or he sounded like Big, or they thought he was trying to take Big, be like Big, they was going at him. Shyne wasn't safe around Bad Boy.
Okay, well, I think the biggest news with Puff going on is that Little Rod actually filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of all types of stuff, from touching him to spiking drinks and sex workers, and Diddy trying to groom him, and allegedly sharing a video of Stevie J having sex with a man to try to persuade him to do things, and that this is okay and this is just how it's done in the music business. What is your first initial thoughts when you seen and heard about this latest lawsuit?
It's crazy that everybody in the world can have an opinion about what Puff do or what Puff did, but me. Everybody gets upset when I talk about him, when I knew him for years. You understand what I'm saying? He was part of the same gang, our crew. He went on and did Bad Boy. He went on, I done bodyguard him. I've done security for him. You know what I'm saying? Been in his house, been around him. We ate off the same plates, here and there. So everybody get upset when I talk about him, maybe because I did security for him. But not only that, it's the fact that we was cool outside the security. So I can have my opinion on what I think. The Puff that y'all see now wasn't the Puff that was back in 95, 96, 2003, 2004. He's the Puff that's allegedly, I guess, or like these people are saying, that's on drugs, that's using cocaine, that's using other drugs, that's using pills and stuff like that. When I was around Puff, he was taking those pain pills for his wrists. He got hooked on those. He would drink champagne. He wouldn't smoke no weed. He wouldn't smoke no cigarettes. I seen him on one of the Instagram posts or whatever like that. He was walking smoking a cigarette. I don't know that Puff. So, him having these charges and these people are saying these things about him, that's their personal experience. That's what they see. Now, I've seen some of the things that match some of the stuff that he's saying there. Maybe having a bunch of girls, using women to get at guys and everything like that. Okay. But this addiction and using these drugs and like I don't know that Puff like that.
Okay, now what about all the extra stuff that he was talking about that he's accusing Diddy of? You know, like the spiked drinks and
Yeah,
sex
that's what I'm
workers.
saying. Like, you know, he never did that around me that I knew about that one. You understand what I'm saying? He never did that. That men and having a lot of women or having sex things like that with men and women together, yeah. I've seen Puff play that rock star role where, you know, him and another girl and a guy and other guys, they be all in the room, naked doing their thing or whatever like that. I know him from that. You understand? But all that 3 men waking up in the bed with 3 men and all y'all naked, I don't know that Puff like that.
Right, that's what Little Rob accused him of, right? Or that he woke up one night.
Yeah, he woke up and he
Or
was
one
in the
morning.
bed naked with him and 2 other men.
Yeah.
That's brother love. That ain't Puff. That's brother love.
Well, also in this paperwork, they indirectly, like, they make it so obvious that it's Usher. They redact his actual name, but then below that they put he just performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I
And,
caught a lot of
you know,
flack about that, Cam. I caught a lot of flack about that because our people always want to blame the accuser and not the abuser. Back in the day, I'd say like in 91, after the City College incident, I stopped doing security for Puff, right? Stopped dealing with him. But he was still part of the same gang that was our crew in Harlem, and he used to come back and forth with us, go to parties, you understand, boat rides, the same gang picnic, all those things like that. He still was a same gang member. So, you know, me being one of the big dogs of the same gang, I still seen him, had association with him. We was cool. I just didn't do any work for him no more after that City College incident when 9 people died. So now, this was back in 91. Usher Raymond IV, he was born in 78, and they said that Puff was a mentor to him and he was 14 years old, something like that. He was living with Puff, whatever like that. That was
Usher,
back, yeah, that was Usher. Usher Raymond
Usher
IV.
said, Usher went on the Howard Stern show and said that he lived with Usher at age 13 and he went to Diddy camp.
Right, now check this out. If it was 13, this had to be around 92 then, right? 92, 93, right? He's 78. He was born in 78. So this is about
Okay.
92, 93. I wasn't even dealing with Puff. I wasn't doing no security for him or nothing. But I hear that we hear, not only me, people in the street, people in the industry, that Puff had an incident with a kid. And the kid was rushed to the hospital in Scarsdale, New York. Now that incident, I always tell people, I let Usher explain the incident. I let his mother explain this incident. Because I didn't know it was Usher until Usher's first album came out and he was about 17 years old. We heard about the incident, but people didn't know it was Usher till his mother made a statement about Diddy and his album came out, which was 2 or 3 years later. Now, I didn't see Usher again until I was in Atlanta in about 2002 or 2003 with Diddy. We was at the Swiss Hotel, right? And Diddy was in the room with Kim. He comes out. He has a girl in the living room where in the presidential suite, they got the piano, a big table. So it's a girl sleeping on the couch in the living room. I'm in the whole nother room on the other side. So it's early in the morning. I come out. This girl is on the couch. Puff comes out the room. This girl started giving him a fellatio. This girl is one of Keith Sweat's old baby mothers. Baby mama. You understand? Seen her before and everything like that. So Puff goes in the room after she finished. She lays back down on the couch. The doorbell ring. Usher comes in. I open the door, it's Usher. I know who Usher is now. He's 20-something years old at this time now. This is about 2003, 2002, 2003. I said, what up, Usher? He said, yo, Puff here. I said, yeah, he in the room. He said, yeah. He said, I forgot the girl name here, because he was looking for her. I said, yeah, man, she over there on the couch, man. She just got through Booth and Puff, just like that. Yeah, she just got through Booth and Puff, man. Get out of here. Usher, go wake the girl up. She gets up and they hug and he kissed her in the mouth. And I was like, my man, you nasty, yo, man. I see y'all later. And he takes her out the hotel room. She goes with him, right? People get mad at me because I tell that story. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't know Usher was the one that had to be rushed to the hospital until people around Puff, that was around Puff at the time, told me it was Usher. You understand? But Usher Raymond the fourth, that means it's a third, there's a second, and there's a first. He got a mama. He got a cousin. He got a second cousin. First cousin, second cousin. He might got even a kissing cousin. If his family members way back then didn't do nothing, when they knew what happened to him and why he was rushed to the hospital, how do they expect other people to be responsible for what they didn't do? They wanted their kid to be a star. He a star. He a mega star. So whatever happened to him then, they may not want it to be known, but they knew something happened enough that his mother had to come get him out of Diddy camp.
After the hospital situation, Usher got sent home.
Usher went home. His mother came and got him. That's what I heard. And he went back to Atlanta. But this is 92. I didn't go back and start dealing with Puff until 95 after they had the problem with Suge Knight. So from 91 to 95, I wasn't messing with Puff.
And that would have been when Usher was around him at a young age.
But still, I'm still Big Gene. I'm still a dude that's giving parties, doing security for certain people at Uptown Records, Tim Dog. I'm still Big Gene. So I'm going to hear stuff and I'm going to know stuff. But these people want to blame the accuser that let them know what went down. Yo, listen to me. I ain't got no shame in my game in letting y'all know what happened and what this dude did. This dude did a lot of people dirty. And he's getting his karma back. He did a lot of people dirty. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of people believed that, Usher was groomed by Diddy.
He wasn't only groomed by Diddy, he was groomed by L.A. Reid, the rest of them too, man. Because they knew what happened. Then they came out and brought him back, and all of a sudden, he's getting all the great tracks. He's getting all the songs. They making him into this star, even though he may have been abused.
They seem to be pretty good friends.
Well, they probably is.
I mean, they did a lot of work together, man, throughout their whole career. You know, Puff was
Bruh.
early in his career. Puff and Usher were working together when Usher was just a kid, all the way up. I mean, you know, I think there's videos from not too long ago when they were together, and you know, Puff is making jokes about how they used to wrestle for the Frosted Flakes in the morning, and
Yeah, I bet they did.
you know,
Somebody frosted somebody frosted somebody flakes. Without the milk.
what do you think it is that keeps Usher from coming out or saying anything?
Because, yo, dog, it's you gotta realize in that industry, a lot of people are stand back and say, well, it happened to me. That's how some of them people pay their dues. And the people who don't go down like that don't be as great as the Ushers, as the Diddys. It's a way of passage to certain people in the entertainment business.
With all these people coming out against Diddy, do you think more people are going to come out?
It's a lot of people that, you got to realize is that everybody think, oh, everybody's coming out now. It's a lot of people that wanted to bring stuff out a long time ago, but the lawyers wouldn't take it. The lawyers wouldn't deal with it. Cassie opened up a floodgate for lawyers to look at people's cases now and say, yeah, we might could get some money out of that. We might could do that. Yeah, he did abuse you. Nobody really cared at first. But now they see that a lot of this stuff may have some truth to it and the people can be paid for it. They coming out.
I seen that you've actually talked to some victims behind the scenes.
Yep.
I mean, without naming any names, you know, what all can you tell me about that?
Well, I don't want to talk about what they confided in me, but it's a lot of stuff that has been going on. And like there's tapes that are running around with women. There's tape that is running around with women and they want to get a hold of those tapes so they could bring them, you know, to the lawyers. And those tapes do exist. But it's going to be hard for them to get because a lot of people don't want them to know that they was in those tapes and they was a part of it. But it is what it is.
Speaking of tapes, Little Rod says he has a ton of video footage and that Diddy had him following him with a camera, doing all types of these illegal activities. Was there cameras around a lot back in the day?
Nah. You know, back in the day, they didn't do that. They didn't even allow people to take pictures, hardly. You know, so we didn't have those cameras like that. There was a few cameramen, Alex and this Spanish dude, they was allowed to take certain pictures, but only when you told, they asked you to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's footage. There's footage. I have a tape of the party that Diddy gave after Shyne was convicted.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Diddy threw a party for him beating his case, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything on there, or it's just a normal party?
Just a normal party.
I mean, was this just a normal party, or was this like a Diddy party?
It's a normal party. It's a normal Diddy party. Because you got to realize he was normal back then. He was
Okay.
he was the normal Diddy back then. Now he Brother Love.
Okay, well, I guess there was a situation with Diddy and a rapper, and they were in a hotel room for hours
Who's that?
that you kind of talked about. I believe it was Jah Rule.
No, bro. No. Stop it. Yo, Cam. Diddy had Sarah and Sarah's girlfriend, right? He was trying to use them to go at Jah Rule so Jah Rule could go at Jay-Z. He was trying to set Jah up and try to have those girls, throw themselves on Jah Rule in the hotel room, and they was all in the room together. When I got into an altercation with a guy who tried to get in the room, Puff and Jah Rule ran out. And when they ran out, because of the commotion, they was grabbing towels because they was naked when they came out. So he was in there, they both was in there with women.
Okay, I see. I kind of seen you touch on this a little bit, but there was, with the whole Wolf and BMF situation.
Well,
is there anything you could talk about with that?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. Wolf wanted to move on and started a club. Him and a guy, Mike Sally, was going to invest in this club. It was 321 they was going to buy in Miami. It's where J-Lo had gave Puff a birthday party at. So Wolf wanted his money back from Puff. Puff had promised him once he do a Universal deal or whatever that he was going to give Wolf his $300,000 back. Ak had once said it was about $500,000, but I think $300,000 of that money was Wolf, either because he was spending money on supporting the other two guys who got convicted to, they got 9, 16 to life sentences for conspiracy of selling drugs. So Wolf was spending his money on helping them, their families and everything like that. And the money he helped give to Puff to hold Craig Mack and Big from going to somebody else and being a part of Bad Boy until he got the deal with Clyde Davis. So now, Puff became real good friends with Meech from BMF. And we had went to the fights. And I wrote this, and I talked about it in my book, in my second book. We had went to the fights down in Detroit. And we was on a tour bus with Meech. And Meech told Puff he ain't have to worry about nothing, nobody, or he was good from this point on. Whenever he's going somewhere, just let him know. Because Meech was getting into the music business. And Puff was opening some doors for him. You know what I'm saying? Just like he made an introduction with Puff, I think, to Jacob the Jeweler. And the BMF cats, all they did have a lot of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So Puff was opening doors for Meech to get into the music business. So one day we was in the office. This is about a week or two before Wolf got killed. Puff told Wolf, I don't need you no more. And Wolf was like, you don't need me no more. He said, yeah, Meech said I don't need you no more. So Wolf said, yo, them ain't all what you think they are. He said, listen, I don't have to even have you around me no more. And when I do this Universal deal, I'm gonna give you your money. Yo, and Wolf was like, yo, I'm gonna be around as much as I wanna be around, and I'm gonna show you they ain't all that. A week or two later, they had that altercation in the club. And in that altercation in the club, according to Wolf's mother, the investigators told her Meech's phones were tapped. And in his phone, he made a call to Puff, telling him to call Wolf and straighten Wolf out, like, yo, call Wolf. Let him know, man, this don't mean, get your boy. Whatever Meech said to him, get your boy. This according to Wolf's mother. And the investigators told Wolf's mother that Puff told her that his response was, oh, I can't stop him. I can't control what he do, man. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. And Wolf ended up dying that night. Getting killed by the dude that he introduced to BMF.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. Damn. I think you said you introduced Diddy to Jacob, the jeweler?
No.
Meech.
I didn't say that. I said that I think Diddy introduced Meech to Jacob the jeweler.
That's crazy because Jacob got caught in the BMF RICO also for allegedly concealing the money. Like they were buying chains from Jacob, and Jacob wasn't reporting who he was getting the money from, or he wasn't reporting the money at all during the invest. So he actually got in trouble too.
Mm-hmm. But Diddy didn't get in trouble for making the introduction.
Diddy didn't get in trouble for making the introduction. Nope. Well, I guess there was a situation where Tupac found out Jay-Z had a show in Las Vegas.
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I don't know how Pac found out that Jay-Z had a show, but Jay-Z was not coming out that room. He had to call Chaz, which Chaz called Big D. Big D called Eric B. Eric B and them called Suge Knight. And they called, and Suge said, yo, man, that ain't me. That's Pac with his wild ass. And Suge Knight told Pac to give Jay-Z a pass so he could go do his concert or his show. Because Jay wasn't coming out that room, to do nothing.
Do you know why Tupac was so mad at Jay-Z?
I can't say why he was mad at him, bro. But I think Jay had did that song with Big, right? Was Pac alive when he did that song with Big? Brooklyn Finest or whatever?
Man, the part that people are saying Pac might have been mad about was the part where Biggie kind of made a reference to Pac where he's like, 2 Pacs, if Faith get pregnant, she'll probably have 2 Pacs. Get it? 2 Pacs. And so, yeah, this would have been out because the album came out in June 25th, 1996 was the day that Reasonable Doubt was released.
Yeah, so that Reasonable Doubt came out June 1996?
Yes, Reasonable Doubt came out June 1996.
All right, so then that would give Pac would be mad. He did a song with Big. Remember Pac said that he came out there with the Hawaii Silky Fame or something like that?
Yeah, he started going in on Jay. He also, from what I understand, took shots at Jay at the end of Hit 'Em Up, but during that part, the mic short-circuited, so I guess they just kind of cut it out. If you listen to it, you can still hear it on the internet. Now, I seen you touch on this before about Suge starting a distribution company with Irv Gotti, Jay Prince and Dame Dash.
Right.
Can you touch on that a little bit?
Right. Suge Knight wanted us to keep, I guess, the money into the black business, with these record labels. I think Suge was like, when it came to business, he was a genius, because he was like trying to get Irv, Jay Prince, Dame Dash, who else? It was somebody else. Eric B. He was trying to get them to get their own, they all come together and start their own publishing company. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Publishing, distribution of our own music. And when Puff and Jay got a whiff of that information, they took it to the handlers, and I guess they was telling them this can't happen. And that's when all the other black labels and stuff, the FBI started running in, getting up information, drugs and everything. And who else was that? Jimmy Henchman. Then that's when all the drugs and all this other stuff started being, the FBI started investigating all these labels for all this other bullshit. When Suge tried to unite those labels in order to get distribution in a publishing company.
Damn.
And there is proof that Kirk Burroughs had of that him and Puff taking information to the FBI.
So Puff was that mad about it. Damn.
Well, I guess the handlers was that mad about it because they knew if those companies, you talking about Violators, or any of those companies, they start, all those companies were big labels. If they start doing their own distribution, their own publishing, what are these other companies gonna get?
It would cut a lot of people out, that's for sure.
No doubt.
So I guess there was a situation with 50 Cent where he was on a plane, or you ran into him when he was on a plane?
Nah. Me and 50 was riding a plane together. We was going to Vegas.
Okay.
This before he had got shot.
Oh, okay. Before he got shot. Okay.
Yeah. This before he had got shot.
So I guess you guys ended up at a party with Supreme?
Right. I didn't really know that 50 and Preem them was beefing like that. You know what I'm saying? Me and 50 had a conversation about him and Jah and why Jah was beefing at him and everything like that, or why they had some kind of misunderstanding or whatever like that. And when we got off the plane, I had asked 50, are you good with holding one of my girlfriends? And he was like, yeah, I'm good with that. So we was just chilling at the party, and Irv Gotti and them had rolled up in a limousine, and nobody got out but Preem, because they were supposed to be going to Chaz's party. So nobody got out but Preem, and Preem was at the door, and 50 was just mean mugging him, and I didn't know why he was mean mugging him. You know what I'm saying? So Preem was telling me, yo, man, tell Chaz that we not coming to the party. We finna go over here on the strip or whatever like that, and we'll talk to him tomorrow. And 50 just was leaning on the barricade, just like as if he was waiting for one of those cats to come out the car. I didn't really know they had a beef like that. And Preem left. So I went up to tell Chaz, I said, yo, Chaz, Preem down there, and I'm wondering why they ain't coming to the party. He said, they not coming up. I said, nah. He said, they going someplace else. And him and 50 was just mean mugging each other. And he said, yeah? I said, he said, where 50 at now? I said, he's still down there. He said, "Yo, he all right?" I said, "Yeah, he all right. I gave one of my girlfriends." Chaz was like, "Yo, you gave him what?" I said, "Yeah, I gave one of my girlfriends. She chilling with him." She said, "Yo, get that back from him. That boy a loose cannon, man." I was like, "What's wrong?" He said, "Yo, they got beef." I was like, "Oh." So I didn't get it back from 50. I just let him hold it for the rest of the night. And then after the night, I had got it back from him.
Was that your first time meeting 50?
Nah, 50 was over in the studio. You got to realize 50 used to be at the studio, Chaz Studio, Black Hands. So I would see him up in the studio and everything. That was the first trip I ever went to with 50 on. We stopped in St. Louis. My brothers and them met him and everything like that. But that's the first trip I went with 50 on. I think it was 50 and Tony Ayo.
50 says he did some writing for Puff.
Yeah. He used to be over there writing. 50. Yep.
Did you see a lot of that? Like, did you see him in the studio?
I seen a lot of people write for Bad Boy, but I never seen 50 over there writing for him.
What was your first thoughts when you first met 50? Did he have that reputation even back then?
Nah, like you got to realize is that I was like the big homie. You get it? They was up and coming. They was trying to be somewhere. So they know all the shit that I was going through, all the people and all the rappers I've been around. And I was opening doors for people, for Chaz and Black Hands and everything like that. Like when they go to clubs, they go to parties, they always have me there first with them because I knew everybody. When they was going to some people in the industry, I could open their doors because I knew people at Sony, Arista. I knew people at the labels because I had ran around with Puff for a few years. You know what I mean? So I was the big homie. Me and this other kid named Prince for Black Hands. So I was opening doors. I was the one that made the introduction to K Slay. They didn't even know K Slay. I made that introduction to Black Hands to K Slay.
Okay.
Yo, Cam, this trial about to be crazy, boy. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to Keefy D's son, and all that shit the motherfucker told me he got beat up in jail, all that shit is lies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ain't nobody touched him in jail.
Aren't they facing some more charges, though? Him and his son for going after one of the witnesses?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, that's not going to look good because they're going to put that in this Keefy D's trial.
Yeah. But he's gonna beat that case, man.
It's possible, man. It's very possible he beats
All
the case.
circumstantial evidence. He did the best thing he could do. Trial by judge. Judge has to find the letter of the law. Follow the letter of the law.
Well, that's what's up, man. All right, well, Gene, man, I appreciate your time.
Yo, Cam, thank you for letting me explain myself, man. Because like I said before, man, they always want to blame the accusers, but they never want to blame and put the blame on the abusers. And I appreciate Cam TV giving me this opportunity to tell my part of the stories of what was going on. All right?
For sure, man.
Salute.
I'm definitely, glad you got that out, man.
I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. All right, man. What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.